So welcome friends, welcome to Jnana Jyoti Education. Now friends, the purpose of this video is we are going to understand that what is going to be our strategy for preparing environment as a subject for our upcoming examination, that is MPSC 2025 Prelims. We are already aware that MPSC has issued a notification. The advertisement has already arrived. 385 posts are there which MPSC is going to take the exam for. Our exam is scheduled on 28th September 2025 and environment is a subject which is going to appear in our prelim stage. Environment is also a subject which will come in GS3. Now environment has a weightage of 5 questions, that is around 10 marks in prelims examination for MPSC, and we need to understand that this 5 questions comes from which different topics we are going to analyze completely, and this is going to be a one-stop video for environment subject strategy, especially for prelims stage. For mains, definitely in future videos I am going to explain you that what are the topics and how we can actually uncover those topics and prepare environment as a subject. Okay, before proceeding for the video, one most important information that I want to share with you is that we have launched a batch which is called as Dheya batch, and this batch is for MPSC prelims that is going to be commenced on 20th September 2025. This batch is in both the mediums. It is in Marathi medium, and especially we are even specialized in English medium. Our batch is going to be starting from 1st of April 2025 and the batch timings are 7 to 9. Batch is available in both the ways. You can either come in our classroom and attend the batch offline, or you can even opt for online mode. We are going to provide you live lectures, and if you miss out any lecture, we are even going to give you recordings. Now to actually understand more detail of this batch which I am going to talk about, I am going to talk it at the end of the video. Now if you want to enroll for this batch, what you can do, you can call on this number 788-799-2834, or you can even dial 99 75 80 61 and 27 and call up and just understand what are the features of the batch. In a brief manner, definitely I am going to explain you the features also at the end of video, but first let us start the video and understand what are the topics that are going to come for MPSC prelims examination environment subject. Now if I analyze that from around 2020 till 2024, the number of questions that have appeared out of the total 100 questions that comes in GS1, the questions for environment in 2020 were 6 in number, then 5 in number, then 5, 6 and 7. Definitely what I am predicting that upcoming examination, that is 2025, the number of question is definitely going to rise. It might be 7, it might be something from 7 to 10 in the range. Why I am saying this? See, MPSC have now changed its syllabus and its pattern for the mains stage completely. 2025 is that year where MPSC is first time conducting examination in a different mode. The exam prior to this was objective. Now it has become a totally descriptive examination in the main stage. We are going to write 150 words, 250 words answer, and syllabus has also been changed. And the syllabus is devised and designed on the same lines like UPSC. And UPSC, if you see, environment weightage is around 15 to 20 questions. Now if I take the same analysis, definitely MPSC can also increase the weightage of environment in the prelim stage, and the questions which were around 5 in average might increase and questions would be ranging up from 7 to 10 in number. So you need to understand that this is a kind of prediction that I am taking, and therefore if I take around 10 questions, that is a 20 marks weightage out of the 200 marks that is going to be coming for GS1 is definitely going to appear from the subject called as environment. Now if I take the past 11 years analysis of the prelims examination, I can definitely understand which are the topics that are appearing in the prelims stage. Let us understand through this chart. Okay, this is a very important chart. Okay, you have to understand this chart from the data table that I am giving you below. The number of questions only is explaining that where the number of questions that have appeared in the past 11 years. Okay, so this number is not something that you should concentrate on, but the topics is that what you should actually see, because 6 months down the line we are going to appear for prelims examination, and if we prepare our examination in a very haphazard manner, then definitely we will miss out those topics which MPSC is going to ask in the examination. Okay, now let us understand, and I will explain you in short what are the different topics that you need to prepare. The very first topic, that is the concept of ecosystem, or the topics or the questions that have appeared is from the chapter called as ecosystem. Number of questions are 3. Now see, ecosystem is a very large unit, but you need to understand ecosystem as an holistic manner. What are the components of ecosystem? How the ecosystem is developed? What are the energy flow? What are the different, I would say, kinds of nutrient cycle? All those consist of ecosystem only. So ecosystem, if I pick up right from the basics, that is understanding the definition, right up to the concept that how do ecosystem even get extinct, we need to understand each and every detailer, because this is a very base. Whenever we understand environment as a subject, we start with a very basic concept, that is what do you mean by environment, what do you mean by ecology, and then comes what do you mean by ecosystem. So ecosystem is definitely an fundamental concept that you must understand. The definition in it, the different concepts in it, the different concepts like what do you mean by ecological succession, what do you mean by homeostasis, what do you mean by nutrient cycle, all will be part of ecosystem. And through this concept, if the number of questions even if appear 1 in number, we should be able to answer. Then comes another important point, that is biodiversity. If you see, the number of questions in biodiversity are 4, but biodiversity itself is a very conceptual part. The definition of biodiversity, then how can biodiversity be measured, especially what do you mean by alpha, beta and gamma biodiversity, who has given that classification, what are the different modes through which we can actually measure biodiversity, what are biodiversity hotspot, everything from the basics to the topmost point, that is the what we can say is dangers to the biodiversity. We must understand this topic each and everything in detail. Then will come the next topic, that is climate change. Whenever we are talking about climate change, then climate change is something that we must understand by its application. Climate change is something that we must read by understanding basic concepts and even link it to the current affairs, because if you see 2024's prelims paper, a very open-ended question was there, and such questions should be interpreted by understanding the very concept of climate change from the very basics, that is climate change a man-made phenomenon or is it a natural phenomenon, from very that basic concepts to how we can actually understand climate change. Each and everything is in this world that we are seeing the difference in, that is the rising temperature, the rising cyclone, can be related to climate change, and climate change is that topic which needs more of understanding rather than mugging up the data. In the first 2 points, of course, some concepts is needed and then some mugging up is needed, but climate change is something that we must understand conceptually. Number of questions, if we see, around 3 have been asked, and therefore this topic also becomes an important for environment subject in MPSC prelims. Then concepts like pollution. Okay, now from the school age we have definitely understood what do you mean by pollution. We already know what are the basic types of pollution: air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution. But rather than concentrating on the concept of pollution, we must concentrate on the what are the different kind of pollutants. We must concentrate what are the different types of government measure that has been taken to reduce pollution. We must concentrate what are the different government programs that government is launching to reduce the pollution. So rather than understanding basics of the pollution, we must understand the current affairs, because if you see 2024 prelims, a program launched by government called as SUFFER have been asked, and therefore such programs, such current affairs will definitely fetch conceptual as well as factual data, which will take our questions to a higher, slightly difficult level. So pollution is a topic which has nowhere been mentioned in prelim syllabus but is an hidden point. You must prepare it thoroughly. You must be aware about the current happenings, and if you have that basic understanding, definitely you can click the right option in the prelims paper. Then we are going for another point, that is protected areas, or I would say protected areas network. 5 questions which I have identified. What do you mean by protected areas? National parks, wildlife sanctuary, biosphere reserve, area which are acting as in situ conservation methods, where the wildlife, where the plant species are protected in the area where they exist, are nothing but defined as protected areas. Protected areas is something that we are going to definitely understand, and we are going to even recognize them, that which protected areas exist in which state. Okay, this is a data that needs factual memory retention, because if you see match the pairs regarding protected areas are recurringly occurring in our prelim syllabus. On the left hand side, they might give you the name of the national parks such as Simlipal, such as Manas, and on the right hand side they might give you the states in which they exist, and we need to match the pair, and therefore on the factual level we need to understand protected areas. There would be a definitely at least one question that might appear in prelims stage. Further moving on, then questions have even come on unconventional source of energy. What do you mean by unconventional source of energy? Source of energy which are existing other than the regular sources such as petrol, diesel, other than the fossil fuels, are called as unconventional energy. Now understand, unconventional energy sources are to be understood at a conceptual level, which each and every aspirant will definitely understand. But we need to understand these unconventional energy sources are even to be understood through current affairs perspective. Say for example, if you know that which are the different solar missions when they were launched, such type of data would be appearing in our examination in the form of an MCQ question, and we need factual retention, we need conceptual retention, and at least a basic logic should be developed while reading the data, so that even if we forget the facts, we would be able to click the right option. Okay, for that a general awareness is necessary. For that for that a regular reading of the newspaper is necessary. For that sources like economic survey is to be read thoroughly, because now the examination is descriptive, and therefore you need to understand what is the government trying to do, and therefore such type of energy resources are to be understood. Along with unconventional, conventional energy resources and organizations have to be even understood. So basics about coal, if you see 2024 prelims paper in MPSC, you will find that they have asked coal resources in Chandrapur district, and we need to be aware about such facts, and therefore conventional energy sources are also not to be left out. Then we have questions that is related to agriculture, such as what are the different emissions given out through agriculture, which are the important sources for methane emission. Such kind of concept knowledge regarding agriculture through environmental perspective is even to be understood. That would be again fetching few questions. Then another important topic, that is laws and policies. Now friends, if you see that our examination pattern in mains have changed. First it was an objective based paper, now it has become a descriptive. but still there are few fundamentals that have not changed at all. Say for example, Air Pollution Regulation Prevention Act, acts such as Wildlife Protection Act, acts such as Forest Conservation Acts, Forest Rights Act, Environmental Protection Act. These are the acts which forms the basis to regulate environment as a sector in India. And if we are not aware about this act, definitely we are not worthy individual to qualify this examination. So whenever we are understanding laws and policies, then laws and policies related to environment is to be even understood in a very brief manner, not in a technical expertise way, but what does the act speaks about, what are the important provisions that were in the news can definitely appear as an MCQ question in our environment prelims stage. Then terms in news also something that we have to understand. Say for example, if I take an example of UPSC, terms such as greenwashing has been coming. So you need to understand that MPSC prelims will also fetch questions from current affairs, and therefore you must also concentrate terms in news. And then environmental geography is also fetching. This is also a very important topic where questions might come. Say questions basic from troposphere, stratosphere, and how they are related and what kind of environmental damage we are going to actually we are making, we should be aware. So if I give you this whole analysis, then your preparation for MPSC prelims regarding environment subject, that is going to fetch around 5 marks averagely, but my prediction says around 7 to 10 questions are definitely going to appear in prelim stage 2025, will be prepared thoroughly and in a very objective manner. Rather than reading books cover these topics, prepare notes. If I list down all these topics on 5 to 10 pages, then 5 pages is something that my notes would look like, and 5 pages revising before the examination will give you high amount of marks. Okay. Now further moving on, what are the different sources through which we can actually prepare environment? The very basic source is reading standard 11th book that is available in both English as well as Marathi. Then 12th NCERT, biology 12th NCERT, and remember you don't have to read the whole book, but read chapter 9 onwards, because this chapter are something related to environment and ecosystem. This book and this book would be definitely giving you a good base. Okay, there is a book that is 12th standard state board. This is also to be glanced and read once, because this will give you basic concepts regarding environment, and therefore these three sources can definitely form the base of your preparation. Okay, now we have notes that are present in both English and as well as Marathi. It can be also an one-stop solution for your preparation, because we have compiled the best books and give it to you in a very short and concise manner. Around 120-130 pages notes is enough for your prelims preparation. Or there is another most favorite book of the student, that is a book by Shankar IS. Okay, so these are the books and the sources that can be definitely be a part of your preparation. So are we going to read all these 5 books? No. My suggestion would be read 11 standard books and read 9 chapter onwards. Everyone must actually complete these 2 tasks: 11 standard books and 9 chapter onwards, 12th biology. This should be your base. After that, you can either pick an Shankar IS book for environment, which is available in English. If this book is too bulky for you, what you can do, you can pick our notes. That's it. And that would be our environment strategy. Okay, this book, that is 12th standard book, is something that if time permits you can add on later on your later stage. But the very base that you have to make is reading 11th standard book, 12th biology, 9 chapter onwards, and either picking Shankar IS book or either picking our notes. Follow any one and then read your environment thoroughly. Once you have picked a book, then read it several times and try to complete it and go for the examination. Okay, and that would be our strategy for our environment subject. Now environment even appears for mains. In a GS3, 3 points are there. First point is conservation, second point is environmental pollution and degradation, and fourth point is environmental impact assessment. Okay, so environmental impact assessment, which is also known as EIA. These are the 3 points that are appearing in GS3, and this is our environment syllabus in mains stage 2. Now regarding decoding of this environment syllabus for the mains, we would shoot another video and give it to you, so that you have a complete different strategy, a complete comprehensive strategy for the mains examination. And this is what is the video was meant for, so that environment is prepared thoroughly. Before ending this video, let me remind you that we have started a batch which is called as Dheya batch. This batch is available in Marathi as well as English medium. We are specialized into starting an MPSC English medium batch. Batch is starting from 1st April. This batch is going to be a one-stop solution to target the prelims examination for 28th September 2025. All the subjects are going to be covered comprehensively. Batch is both in online and offline mode. If you are attending it online, we would be delivering you the notes by postal services. To inquire more about this batch, you can dial 788-799-2834, or you can even reach us on 99758061 and 27. This batch is going to have test series 2. We are going to provide you sectional test. We are going to provide you comprehensive test. Even paper 2 is going to be getting covered into this batch. This batch is an ultimate comprehensive strategic batch, so that batch is designed in such a way that when to complete a particular subject and how much to complete and what are the sources would be definitely suggested through this batch. Batch has also a personal mentorship provision, where a mentor is going to take care of you till you crack this examination. Batch is of 150 days and the lectures are going to be for 2 hours initially, and after that we are going to increase the number of hours, that is 3-hour session per day is something that we are going to take. This batch is going to even cover current affairs from 1.5 years. So past 1 to 1.5 years we are going to cover your current affairs, and you don't have to look anywhere for current affairs, because we have designed our course in such a way where we are going to conduct lectures from Monday to Friday, and every Saturday current affair based sessions are going to be there, and Sundays we have kept for test. So absolutely, when we are saying 150 days batch, it means there is no single day off for you, and you are going to work each and every day. Because if we need to crack this prelims that is going to be held on 28th September, we need to work very hard, because competition is tough and definitely people are more tougher. So if you need to enroll on this batch, call on this number, inquire about it, and definitely if you make the choice to enroll, it would be a very good choice. So we are going to again meet in some another video, and we are going to upload much of the strategic video, so that you prepare yourself for the upcoming examination in a very defined manner. So thank you friends.